Hi, my name's Kelly. I mainly do Disney travel and lifestyle vlogs and some cruising vlogs as well. But today I'm going to be talking to you about my cat Stitch. So Stitch was a rescue cat. He was found in a trash bag in France. I used to live in France when I worked for Disneyland Paris. A friend of mine found him, brought him to me with two other siblings. They took the two siblings and I ended up with Stitch. So Stitch has been with me since 2014, September, October time of 2014. And he's been a good cat. He's been with me through thick and thin. So for me, he's like my baby. Anyway, as I say, everything's been fine with him. We've had a few hiccups along the way, being that he's a rescue and what have you. We've had a few sort of minor health issues with him, but they've all been sorted very quickly. I think it was around June or July time of last year, I noticed his eye was very, very cloudy and it didn't look very great. So we took him to the vets and they basically, cut a long story short, I ended up seeing an ophthalmologist and a vet, which both agreed that he had to have the eye taken away. So sadly, last year Stitch did lose an eye. So to go into detail on what actually was wrong with the eye, he had, as I say, this very nasty cloudiness, and I thought it was his breath, but it turned out to be his eye. It really smelt fishy and nasty. I ended up with an appointment to see the ophthalmologist. So he had a severed optic nerve that was caused by an ulcer, which the ulcer was radiating this nasty smell. Then in turn with that, he was just really, really unlucky, and the two muscles that were holding his lens in place in the eye had basically deteriorated and his lens had moved back into the eye. So that was causing him an awful lot of pain as well, which sadly, you know, did lead to him having his eye removed last year. I will insert a picture, so if you're a bit squeamish, do look away now. But as you can see, this is the picture, and it wasn't looking great when he came out of the operation. It was horrible. Anyway, he had the eye removed. It took basically every week of last summer. I was going to and from the vet with him for checkups and just to make sure everything was okay, which it was, and he recovered really well. So as you can see, he's fast asleep at the moment, but if I can just get in there, you can just see that's his eye that was removed. So he's a little bit swollen, a little bit sore. He is still a little bit oozy, but we're keeping control of that at the moment. But I'm just keeping him as comfortable as possible. But he's got Bailey, our dog's dog bed, because obviously he can't get in his bed, which is this one right here, with the cone on. So we've given him one of Bailey's dog beds, which he's got lots of. He likes being up in my room in the quiet. We've got plenty of fans because it's one of the hottest weeks of the year, which is typical. But yeah, I've had to sort of rearrange my bedroom slightly. So there's his cat. He's scratching post there. We did get him a cool mat because yesterday it was one of the hottest days. So he's got a lovely cool mat there, which he does use as well. And this is his dog bowl. It's a huge one, and I've had to put some of his biscuits on the mat because he can't actually get food into his mouth from the bowl. When I am feeding him the wet food, obviously I take his cone off and I just keep an eye on him. Oh, he's moved a bit now. Let's have a look. As soon as he's finished, he gets the cone back on, but I do take it off while he's eating. But there he is, bless him. This is a week later of how Stitch looks now. This would be the 7-day mark, and he's already looking a lot better. He is on antibiotics now, so hopefully everything's starting to go the right way. But yeah, so far he's doing really well. He's eating and drinking normally. He's almost back to his old self. Hopefully we'll get his collar off very soon. We do have an appointment with the vets tomorrow. So hopefully she's going to give me a bit more news as to how he's doing and what have you. But now he's just laying on my bed with his favourite little fluffy turtle. During this time, I'd noticed he had like a tiny little mole, it was black, and it was right next to his sort of his left haunch on his back, so just next to his tail at the back. Didn't think anything of it. We checked it with the vet and they said that it was just a mole, so we didn't think anything of it. Then I noticed it had got a lot bigger all of a sudden back in December. We took him to the vets, we had it checked out. The vet had taken a scraping of the what appeared to be like a growth by this point. It was about an inch wide, it was quite big. So they've taken a swab of the growth and put it under microscope, expecting to see that it would be like a bacterial infection which we could clear up, but it wasn't, sadly. So what we've had to do is the vet advised me to get it removed. They can send it away for histology and to check what it actually is and come back to me. So that's what we've done. So Stitch was taken to the vets on Wednesday. He had the operation. He came out of it no problem. He hasn't had any problems since. And they've left like a scar on his back. They've taken quite a big section of the area away for analysis. So Stitch has just come back from another operation. He had to have a lump removed from his hind. So he's just sort of laying on the floor at the moment, but I will show you just here. So it was a funny sort of lump just there on his hind. But as you can hear, he's pretty spaced out at the moment, bless him. So I'm just kind of leaving him alone and letting him carry on. As of today, which is the Saturday, I had to take Stitch back to the vets just for his post-operative check, and they said everything's fine. I'm just waiting for the histology to come back, which I'm hoping will be at some point next week. So at the moment, as time of filming this section of the video, I don't know anything. I don't know what the lump was. I'm hoping it was just either a cyst or like a really strange mole, that it was benign. But I don't know at the moment, so fingers crossed it'll all be okay. But yeah, so far, Stitch has had a pretty rough time. Bless him. I've just come out of my operation as well, so we've had the 2 operations in the same month, so we're both feeling a bit worse for wear, but we're getting there slowly. So next Saturday he has another check-in with the vets just to make sure everything's fine and that he's recovered well. So far I haven't seen any problems with him at all. So last Friday I had to take Stitch back to the vets for a second follow-up appointment. I was supposed to be seeing a nurse, but the vet came out and said that she'd been asked to speak to me. So I thought, okay, fine. Went in and had a chat with the vet, and she confirmed that Stitch's lump was a mast cell tumour. So it was cancerous. They think they have removed everything, but it's a waiting game at the moment. It may grow back. It could grow back in his kidneys or his liver, or back in the same place again, or the lymph nodes. So we're just keeping an eye on him at the moment. Sadly, yeah, it wasn't benign, it was cancerous. We're hoping that everything's going to be okay. He is fine in himself, that he's not showing any signs of being poorly or anything like that. If anything, he's better than he's ever been. So it's just basically a waiting game now. So essentially Stitch is now in remission. He is he did have cancer. We're hoping it's all been cut away now. But as I say, it is just a waiting game. The last couple of months have been pretty rubbish. I'm hoping it's going to pick up soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it's really helping my channel grow. Also, please subscribe if you'd like to. I do have a lot more fun things coming up. I do have a cruise coming up in July, and I also have a few more fun things going on after that. We're going on P&O Avia for the cruise, which will be in the Mediterranean. So if you want to stick around and wait for those videos to come up, just click subscribe and you'll get a notification when a new video is being uploaded. As I say, there will be a few more fun videos coming up, hopefully in the near future. But for now, all is left for me to say is stay magical, have a great day, and take care. Bye.